Um, I'm thinking about teaching students to write poetry, and I'm not sure whether you would have any advice as to how to do it. Do you actually, is it something, at the same time I'm thinking it is something good because you get students to express themselves through poetry, but at the other end also I feel it might be something that I'm imposing on them. Is it something which is naturally done? Is poetry something which can naturally be done, or do I have to like edge it out of them? I'm not sure.
Yes, please. Whether it can be naturally done or whether to edge it out of them.
Yes, and how perhaps you would teach poetry to writing poetry to secondary school students.
I would think that maybe like this kind of like a peer review and like peer discussion would probably be the best, because then it'll be something fun that they'll all do together, and then they can like compare and like think about it together in a sense. I know that if my teacher told me, if I had a teacher that was like, okay, write a poem and then I'll grade it and send it back to you with my comments, it may not be that nice, because then it feels a bit like a pressure to generate something, as opposed to this is a creative process and we'll all discuss like a forum kind of thing, and we'll think about what to do, and then maybe like I guess. Teachers love to like have their students come up and present, right? But I think that it is good like that if you had like maybe a student write their poem and come up and speak about it, and then the other students could give their thoughts also, and not as a graded thing, but as like a fun thing, and maybe it's some common theme or purpose, so that it's like there's like a they all have something in common.
Provide food. Okay, I started writing poetry because I like reading poetry. I wanted to create something that was as effective and as powerful as what I was reading, and so I decided to try to write in the same way as poets I read. So that's for me personally. With the group that I take, what we did was, in the first lesson, I gave them Bird Understander, and I said, look, for the writer of this poem, writing it was a way of telling us, the reader, something that he knew but that we didn't know before, and that he wanted us to understand about his friend in the airport. So it's very, I think, just to add on to what Ren Chun said, it's important that the students understand the baseline of why poems are written. Poems are not just written as to be pretty rooms, as John Donne put it, but as forms of communication. Yeah, and they need to have something to say. Otherwise, what they write will have no weight or meaning. I'm quite sure all teenagers have something to say, lah. So I think it's a lot easier with teenagers than like maybe primary school kids.
Just one last question. To jump on what you said about John Donne's poetry not being just for pretty rooms. I think in relation, because you're young writers, right? Like, how would you feel like if academics or teachers like us would label you as the next generation of Singaporean writers? And in relation to that, do you feel like certain kind of pressures that as local writers, you perhaps have a certain role in society to play? Perhaps like the poems you write may have eventually to touch on certain issues that pertain to the society at large. Do you feel that responsibility as the next generation of Singaporean writers? Basically, that's the question.
Okay. Well, in that sense, I feel like there's a long way to go. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot that I need to learn from more experienced people. And in that sense, also, as you said, like the society at large, being a Singaporean poet, so-called, like or a Singaporean writer in any case, that means that, to me at least, there is a certain responsibility in the sense that the worst thing is that if you, the worst thing, like I wouldn't want to seem like an Anglo, like a very like an Anglophile kind of person or anything, or like a super Chinese kind of person. So there has to be a balance, but also at the same time I want it to be. I also want whatever I write to be individualistic, but at the same time like Singaporean, in the sense that, not that I'll be talking about like durians and like Esplanade and all that kind of stuff all the time, but like in a sense that as how I like to be known is that, oh, he, yeah, like a, I mean, if there's ever like a headline or anything that said like emerging kind of writer or whatever, it would be like, oh, emerging Singaporean writer, or like emerging Southeast Asian writer, or so on. So in that sense, that is a so-called responsibility and pride.
Well, I always feel that it's a bigger loss if I'm taken to be representative, as you know. For example, Jack Kerouac was labelled as the leader of the Beat generation in retrospect, right? And it's a label that he hated all the way after that, right? I hope that I mean, especially readers reading Singaporean poets, because there's so few of us, right? I hope that there is the awareness that Singaporean poets, or each generation of Singaporean poets, do not stand for each generation of Singaporeans. Because ultimately the people who do write poetry in Singapore are a very unrepresentative sector of our population. I do not represent most people in Singapore. Most people will not think of Tiger Tiger Burning Bright when they see a skin in the market, for example. So yes, whether or not there is a responsibility on me, okay, I'll touch on responsibility both to society and within the writing circle. So within the writing circle, I think the responsibility is to spread the, in a sense, spread the resources a bit, because you know we have so few mentors, right? And they have so little time. So and so few events like these where we can speak and share it. So for example, these days when, say, Mr. Fong, my publisher, asks me if I want to speak at something, I'll say, oh, have you? Why not? Why not Richard? Or why not like John? Or why not like somebody else? So a responsibility within the writing community to ensure that everyone within the community can grow by being mentored by other Singaporean writers. And it's good that people are coming out. So, I mean, not like off the closet, but coming out as writers, yeah? Yeah. Okay, then responsibility to society, I don't think so. I don't think poets are called in a sense to you know, be the other assistant driver to slap the main driver, or to slap society and to wake society up. But I do believe that and I believe that all poets should, if poets do care enough about the people whom they write about, which is the people in their society, and that poets should care about the people whom they write about. If poets care enough, then the writings would naturally be pieces of social commentary. So I don't think it's a responsibility on us